Here's what we've been up to living in our 2005 Freightliner Sprinter van, attempting to visit all 50 states. We arrived in Portland, Maine, which was super exciting because I've wanted to go there since 2017 when I moved near Portland, Oregon. It was so interesting to compare the two cities and fun that I can now say I've been to both. Keep watching this video to see the adventures we make in the rest of our time in Maine and in other New England states as well. Hi, I'm Claire. This is my husband Andy and our dog Henry. In July, we started living full-time out of this 2005 Freightliner Sprinter van that Andy had custom made for us. After 5 years of the 9-to-5 grind, we decided we wanted to try something new. So we ventured off on a year-long break to see as much of the United States as possible. Join us in our attempt to visit all 50 states in the next 12 months. On our way out of Portland, Maine, we stopped in Kennebunkport. This would be the last little tourist town that we visited out of a whole line down the coast of Maine. Our official final stop in Maine was York. York is the home to Nubble Lighthouse. This was like the third or fourth lighthouse we'd seen at this point, but it was still so cool and picturesque. So we started living in our van full-time in July. It's now been 3 months and we've only crossed 2 out of 50 states off of our list. Alaska and Maine each took 2 to 3 weeks respectively, and we realized if we want to actually visit all 50 states, we're going to need to pick up the pace a little bit. So we were determined to knock out the rest of New England without getting too sidetracked. We entered New Hampshire in the late evening and found a parking lot to post up at for the night. We got up before dawn to watch the sunrise.
Cold.
It's 7 o'clock. We're gonna watch the sunrise. But unfortunately, there were too many buildings in the way to be able to see it. We still enjoyed watching nature at work in the water though. At this time of year, there's not much to do in New Hampshire. We're in New Hampshire! We learned the hard way that even the tourist attractions aren't really open. We drove all the way to the castle in the clouds, only to find it is under construction and can't be visited right now. We were kind of able to see it through the drone, but it was so foggy that it just made it more difficult. These leaves are so pretty and it looks so gloomy through the camera lens, but they are very gorgeous. Our next stop was the Mount Washington Cog Railway. Located in north-central New Hampshire, the Cog is a 3-mile-long railway with an average grade of over 25%. At its steepest, it hits a 37% grade, and it's the second steepest rack railway in the world, coming in second to a railway located in Switzerland. It's so windy up here. We got to try some homemade maple candy, which was super delicious. Interesting. We got the van mascot waiting for us, front and center. Hi, buddy. And then we were actually able to park for the night in the Cog's parking lot. So far, New Hampshire weather has been a bust. Every time we try to see like a really pretty view or lookout, this is what it looks like. There's just a lot of fog. We don't really have time to sit around and wait for it to clear up because we've been living in our van for 3 months and we've only been to 2 states. Windy up here. We tried to see parts of the Flume Gorge in New Hampshire, but after discovering that was also closed, we decided to call it and head on to Vermont. But on the way, we stopped in Littleton and got to walk across the covered bridge.
It's tiny.
Yeah. We were gonna cross this bridge because we wanted to take the van over a covered bridge, but it's a 4,000 pound limit and we're a little bit more than 4,000 pounds.
Rolling backwards.
Got to see it though. In Richmond, Vermont, we prioritized seeing the old round church, and then in Waterbury, we got to attend a tour at the Ben & Jerry's ice cream factory. I wasn't allowed to film inside the factory, but we got to see the production line in action. How many am I?
About 15.
17. No, wait. 18.
Yeah.
And after the tour, we got a sample of the previous day's production, broccoli cheddar chunk. Just kidding, it was chocolate chip cookie dough. After the tour, I purchased a cone with a flavor that's only available to residents of Waterbury. Maple walnut. And then we paid our respects at the Flavor Graveyard. Graniteville, Vermont is home to multiple quarries that you can tour with a group or hike to by yourself. That guy wants us. We showed up too late in the day to do a tour, so we hiked to one on our own. With mountains of unusable granite piled up throughout the town, you get to walk through it on your way to the quarry. And there's also little details along the way that are fun to look at. We parked for the night at a rescue farm. It made me realize how it takes a very loving person to take in animals with nowhere else to go and get no profit in return for it. The couple who owns Little Red Barn Farm Sanctuary had sheep with legs that didn't work, a hodgepodge of winged animals, and a variety of rescue dogs. Ooh. Hi, honey. Hi. She's friendly. I feel like it's gonna decide to headbutt me. It's one thing to own a farm and profit from it, but spending your free time taking care of animals like this is an amazing quality. I can only dream of caring for others in the same way one day. Ever since we joined Harvest Hosts in mid-July, I have tried to get us an overnight stay at a llama or alpaca farm, and they're always booked. As you can imagine, they're very popular. So I'm very excited because we finally get to stay at an alpaca farm. There's a little baby. I'll try to get him later because he's pretty cute. At the alpaca farm, we learned the difference between alpacas and llamas. Alpacas are smaller than llamas. They grow a softer, longer, and finer wool coat, and they have smaller ears. Llamas are huge compared to alpacas. They have banana-shaped ears and a more coarse wool coat. This was such a fun experience because we got to get up close to both alpacas and llamas at this farm.
Whoa!
Here we are yet again, trying to find a water source. It's the never-ending saga, honestly. Andy went to go ask, because he's a good person. If they say yes, this is gonna be the easiest water fill-up ever. What'd they say?
They said go for it. Even though they don't have diesel, she didn't care.
Nice. Wow, this was so easy for once. If you enjoyed watching this video or any other videos on my channel, please consider giving it a like by clicking on the thumbs up button. If you want to follow along on our van adventures over the next year, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.